Hello everyone and welcome to this 20-minute glutes workout. Now you can call this a Pete for the beach, you can call it ultimate booty, whatever you want to call it. We're going to work those glutes for 20 minutes. It's 45 seconds of exercise, 15-second rest. We're going to go through each exercise once we've gone through once, we go back to the start, we go through again. Now you're going to need a kettlebell and a band for this workout, so you need to grab one. I've got myself a 20 kg kettlebell, but you can grab whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm going to demonstrate each of the exercises during that 15-second rest period. I'm going to start my timer, we're going to get going. Now, okay, now, there. First up, grab your band. We're going to do what's called a crab walk. So, with your crab walk, pop just below the knees, keep the distance in your feet, side to side. Are we set? And off we go. So, stepping out, push those hips back, try and keep the weight on your heels, and I don't want you waddling. We don't waddle, we keep our core nice and tight, keep it as still as we can. Keep the distance on the feet, just keep pushing out. So you're going to focus on this leg when we're going to the left, the right leg when you're going to your left, and then left leg when you're going to the right. Don't let that leg pull in. Keep the distance, keep the weight on your heels, and eventually you'll start to feel those glutes firing up. Keep pushing it, push, push. Sometimes you might feel one glute more than the other, and that's okay. It'll catch up. Ready? And rest. Now we're going to do a reverse side step. So we're going to kick out, one, and then to the other side. Alternating each time, okay? Get that hip hinge forward, make sure your back isn't folding. Are we set? Off we go. Step it out, step it out. Now, I always say on this one, when you're tilting from your hips, imagine looking sexy in a club. This is not sexy. Push your butt out. Step, step, oh. Try and keep this leg nice and strong. Don't let the band pull the knee inwards. So we just keep driving it out, stepping out, alternating each time. We're going to keep this band on our knees for most of the workout. There's a bit in the middle where we're going to take the band off, but get comfortable with this band. You can get some really tough bands, so you might not be able to step out as far depending on how tight your band is. And rest. So we're going to go use a kettlebell now. We're going to do what's called an RDL, Romanian deadlift. Keep the band on, just to keep that work on the glutes. So you make sure that those knees are pushing outwards when you do your RDL. Grab hold of your kettlebell and off we go. Hip hinge down, touch the floor and back up. That same principle, keep your back nice and flat. If you get to here and then you fold your back, just go to where you can, okay? So don't start going to the floor if you're folding your back, okay? So you just got to try and keep work on those glutes, pushing that band. You're pushing against the band the whole time. Up, push out, squeeze the glutes, zip up, tilt down, and up, up, up. A few more, up, squeeze them. Notice I'm not arching my back. Good, now let's go down. So we're going to do a weighted bridge or a hip thruster. If you've got a bench, you can actually have your shoulders on a bench and this will really kind of push your glutes a lot more. We're going to put the kettlebell on our hips, pushing out against the band, and we're just squeezing those glutes up. You don't have to come too high on this one. Try and keep the weight on your heels, up. Now the further out your legs will go, like this is into your hamstrings. We want to keep it relatively on the glutes. This is a glute workout. So zip it up. Keep pushing out against that band as hard as you can. Oh. Zip it up. Keep that squeeze up. 3, 2, 1. Right, now we're going to remove the band. We've got 2 exercises without the band now, so pop that to the side. We're going to come up and we're going to do an alternating single leg RDL. So we're just going to hip hinge down, come up and change to the other side. Alternating each time, down, up. Try and keep your back nice and flat. push that leg backwards. Might take a little while just to get your rhythm with this one. Oh, but when you've got it, my goodness, your glutes work hard. Down. My left glute is on fire. And keep that back nice and flat. Now, if you're not so good with your balance on this one, you can take your time. Do it with just a body weight if you need to. You don't need to use the weight. And rest it down. Next up, we're going to go into sumos. So, feet nice and wide. Push the knees out. We grab hold of that kettlebell and we do our deadlifts. You ready? Down and up. Zip up. Strain those legs, squeeze those glutes. Make sure your pelvis can zip upwards. Don't go too wide with your knees and let it put pressure on your lower back. Pushing out. Down, up. After this, we're going to go to some old school exercises. Up. Really get that squeeze, pushing the knees out, coming up. Up. One more, and rest it down. So, band back on. We're going to what's called a fire hydrant. We're going to do one side, then the other. Make sure you're leaning over your hands and drive that leg outwards. Off we go, out and up. Doesn't have to go far. And don't tilt your body in order to try and get that leg higher. Think about what you're working. We're engaging this glute. Hold it strong. Push it out. So, don't be worried or surprised if you feel it in the opposite leg. It's not uncommon. That's your stabilizing leg. That's holding it. It tends to happen more if you kind of raise your hips. See that position there? That's really kind of working the opposite leg because you're externally rotating through the opposite hip. So you can keep it nice and low to the ground. You see how I'm not coming up, I'm going across and rest. We're going to do the other side now. Got to shake it off. My glutes are on fire. I'm going to feel this one tomorrow, I know that for sure. Are we ready? Other side. Off we go. That's it. Try and keep your back in a neutral position. Don't let your back round, which it could well do. A really good way, actually, a good challenge on this one is actually to take one hand off and put it on the opposite shoulder. And then it really kind of emphasizes keeping your pelvis as straight as you can. And it stabilizes you. Oh. 3, 2, 1, and now if you're working your right side, I want you to go onto your right hip now, because we're going to go to the opposite side on a clamshell. You can either go on your shoulder or on your elbow on this one, I don't mind. Either is good. So, ready? Keep the feet together, come up and down. Up. Up, 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 up. Keep the tension on the band. There's no point in coming down here. That's a rest. I'm resting now. We want to keep that tension on the muscle. You don't let it rest. Oh, this is a real challenge on your glutes. Second round is going to be a challenge. My glutes are on fire already, and we're not even halfway. Love a challenge though. Last few seconds. Whew. Now, it's interesting. My left one is feeling it more than my right, but let's see after this one. Ready? Keep them feet together. They should be behind you a little bit. Off we go. Come up. Now, another thing I didn't mention on the other side is try not to turn. We don't want to turn your hips. we're looking to keep the hips on top of each other. Up, squeeze, up, a nice engagement. Up, 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 up. 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 And that nice squeeze. Oh my God. Keeping the tension on the band is the hardest thing. I want to keep the muscle working, keep the glutes going. Guys, 3, 2, 1, and back up on your feet. Keep the band on. We're going to go into those crab walks. So remember the rules on the crab walks? Keep the distance on your feet. I don't want to see your feet together. We're going to the band just below the knees. Holding strong. Get yourself set. Hips back, head forward, and step, 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 step. Now, I'm actually going to turn so you can come see from the side here when I go to the right. 2, 3. I'm pushing the hips backwards. I'm not sitting upright. Knees shouldn't be forward. Step, step, step. I'll carry on back this way. 1. Yes. Step it. Now my right glute's caught up. Oh, yes, yes. And get it across, get it across, get it across. Oh, and rest. Oh. So, now we're going to do the reverse side steps, alternating each leg. Oh yeah, they're going to feel this. Are we ready? Let's go. 1, 2, step it. Don't let that knee drop in. When you push that knee there, don't let it pull in. You've got to keep it strong. That's what the glutes' job is. That's what we're working. Push, push. You give that squeeze there every time. Boom, done. Step it, step, squeeze. Oh. Oof. Let's keep working, let's keep pushing, come on. Let's get these glutes, beach ready, yeah? Oh, okay, superb. So now we're going to grab our kettlebell. We're going into our RDLs. Keep the band on, remember. Now push against the band with your knees. We're going to drive the hips back and off we go. Down, zip up. So the important thing to remember as well is don't come up like here. This is a resting period. We come down, tilt the pelvis down. As you come up, squeeze your glutes and just let that slight lean forward. Get your hamstrings and your glutes to work more than your lower back. Just nice and slow and steady. It's interesting because this is a kind of more of a strengthening and a building exercise, building workout should I say. And you'll be amazed at how high your heart rate can get during one of these workouts. Up, last few seconds, hand down onto the floor. We're going to go into those thrusters slash bridges. Now, let's get that weight onto our pelvic position, holding it stable, pushing the knees out. Off we go, up and down. Make sure you get that squeeze. Tension on throughout. Up. If this becomes a bit much for you, you can just use body weight. Absolutely fine. Remember, you're pushing against that band the whole time, so your glutes don't really get a breather. They don't get a rest. You want to try and keep your abs nice and strong, so your core is working as well. Oh my God. And rest. Now we can take the band off. No time to rest though. Band is off. We've got those single leg RDLs now. Now we've got to try and balance. Reset your mind. First couple are always going to be dodgy. Off we go. Down. Up. Learn that balance. Just tap the toe if you can. You don't necessarily need to go that low. You can just come down, up. It's that movement on the way back up that really engages those glutes and works them hard. Up. We got 15 seconds. Up. Oh dear. Oh. 10 seconds. Let's keep moving. Oh. Dig deep now. And rest. We're going to go into those sumos now. So feet nice and wide. Feet wide. Drive those knees out. Zip the pelvis up. Don't let the back arch. Off we go. Down. Pushing knees out. Come up. Down. That's it. I need to bring mine in a little bit. If your adductors, which is just on the inside of your thighs, if they're a little tight, then these are really difficult to get the good back position. You really work on pushing those knees outwards, and it becomes a much more kind of squat position. But everyone is different, and that's what's so beautiful about exercise, is it works for one, might not necessarily work for the other. So you always have to bear that in mind. Find what works for you guys. Last one, and let's pop that kettlebell down. Let's grab the band, and we're going to go and hit the fire hydrants. Pop the band on your knees. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we're coming out. We've got that squeeze. I feel like that band is heavier now than it was when I first started this workout. Glutes are getting fatigued. I've got to really focus my mind. Get those glutes working hard. Keeping the tension on that band all the time. Big push now. We've got about 10 seconds. Keep pushing it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, other side. Do you know what? It's amazing what you can do with a band and a kettlebell. What a workout. Oh. Okay, other side. Are we ready? And let's go. Up. Oof. Good. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure I'll be able to walk tomorrow. But we love that. That's what we're here for. That's what we love. Keep pushing. Keep working with me. Up, 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 up. Last one. Okay, so finishing up with the clamshells. So remember, feet together, they don't come apart. On the elbow, chest is up, separate those knees, and off we go, up and half down. Look, keep that tension. Nobody's allowed to come down this far. Get those glutes squeeze. Keep the hips on top of each other, don't open it out here. You're working on this left glute. There, that's the best part. Holding strong. Keep that chest up. Everything is telling me just to kind of fold and relax. I've just got to keep the tension on. You do too. Keep with me. Come on now. Oh, up. 5, 4, 3. Arm rest. Here we go. Last side. Last side. Now, if you're still with me, bravo. Great work. Well done. Let's finish it together. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Up. Really struggling to keep my hips on top of each other on this round now, but we're going to push through it. Let's keep working. Don't rest it. Don't rest it. Yes. We're nearly done. You owe me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds.